Thanks for staying with us on Sports Live. In the annual South African National Schools Rowing Championships are currently happening at the Roodeplaat Dam in Pretoria. And to tell us more about that, we have the newly appointed Rowing SA President Ben Burnand, who is joining us via Zoom. And there he is, the President. Good evening, and thank you for joining us on SABC Sports Live.
Hi, Tavisa, and thanks for having me.
Thank you. Firstly, congratulations on the appointment. Just how long is your tenure for, and what are you hoping to achieve and do in this important role?
Oh, Tavisa, yeah. Together with the rest of my exco, we're in this for 4 years. So it's a big run, but that obviously ties up or aligns with the Olympic cycle. Regarding your question, what we hope to achieve, it's a bit boring, but the first thing we want to do is actually be the best run federation. It's not sexy, but that lays the foundation for our second objective, which is to really be a partner of choice. We've got to raise funds to run our transformational programs, to build our schools and university programs, and then hopefully to bring medals back. And those are basically the two other major objectives. And that is, we're trying to create, we've got a wonderful community, and we're trying to create a community of inclusivity, and we want every kid in the country to be able to, have a chance to row, whether it's off the water or on the water. And then absolutely, we are determined. We want to bring medals back, whether it's at World Champs or Olympic Games.
Yeah, and we've always relied on rowing in past games to bring us medals there. But how is the state of the sport and the federation that you are taking over at the moment?
Brilliant. And I'm very buoyed at the moment because we've got the school champs.
Yeah.
And you just got to get down here. We've got a wonderful community. We've got a family. We have kids from around the country. We've got Western Cape, Eastern Cape, KwaZulu-Natal, our Gauteng guys. Everyone's at the dam. We're out at nature, and we've got healthy young kids. And we're very proud of the kids and the university students we produce. They're resilient, they're competitive, and it's just a wonderful environment. So very buoyed about the future.
Yeah, and what are some of the highlights? Are there any highlights from the national champs at the moment so far?
None. It's quite boring. No. Do you know what? I'm not sure how long this segment is, but just on that, one of the stand-up points for me is we've got a youngster called Abina Manamani. He has just won the first medal for Germiston. And why that's important for us is his coach Lawazi, a young man who's just committed to the cause, and this is the breakthrough. We're not only doing a bit of transformation, we're getting medals at the South African Championships in the under-19 single sculls. This is the best of the best. So it's great to see him. That has made my weekend. And then I've got to mention the youngster who actually won that event is a youngster called Michael Texera from St. Benedict's, who won gold. Why I want to mention him, supreme athlete, but a gentleman. So love that. On the girls' side, we had a fantastic under-19 first sculls event. That was won by Nicole Ledley from St. Mary's. Second place was a young lady called Lucy Taylor, and her parents are involved. They're on the water, they're helping out.
Oh, great.
And in third position, we have a young lady who's come down from Botswana initially, rowing out of St. Andrews, so Chrissia Xavier. She's there, and all three of those young ladies represented South Africa in St. Catherine's at the Junior Worlds last year. So lots and lots. Great performances. We have a couple of kids who had some bad luck with health. A youngster out of Pretoria called Olaf Muller, and he's been brilliant this season. And again, one of those life lessons. He picked up a stomach bug, which he's had to battle through. But great performances from under-13s up to under-19s.
So what's the pathway then, President, for these young rowers now and these youngsters then? If they do well at the champs, what's the plan for them, and how do you plan to integrate them and make sure that they're not lost in the system?
And again, thanks for that question. And I was privileged to be part of, obviously, the SASCOC AGM, and you realize we've got all these sports around the country, and we've all got the same challenge. We've got to keep kids in the sport. So we see what happens from under 15s to under 16s, and then we want them to continue to be healthy, to be part of the sport going into university or the next phase. So in general, we're looking to build a pathways team who really encourages progression. we're looking to filter. We've got a great little bit of history. Besides the medals that we produce overseas, we also have a fantastic hit rate. Our per capita conversion to university students and on to be successful people is phenomenal, and we want to continue that through our Pathways team. And then for our elite athletes, we from the championships, our under-16s will go into what we call the South African Schools Rowing Union squad, and we'll look to pick out the best under-16s to go compete in the UK. And then we'll also look to pick choose or select our provincial teams from around the country. They'll come forward at the national championships where they've got to hit a prognostic. We don't just like to compete overseas. We want to be competitive. Mm-hmm. We want to be up there with the Great Britons, the Germanys, the Australias, the US.
But they've got a big budget. Do you have that kind of a budget?
No, and I don't want to make it too much about budget, because every sport around our country is saying, I need money, I need money. Absolutely, we're in the same boat, sorry to use that pun. But really, we've got a number that we need to do what we need to do. But, we're really about sort of saying to organizations, we're a well-run organized federation, hopefully the best. And that's not the sexy part, but that sets us up to be a good partner of choice. And just to again relay, I really enjoyed what Mr. Barry Hendricks said at the SASCOC meeting. He reminded us about our role as nation builders. And we want to find organizations that appreciate how well we're run, what type of individuals we produce, and share our vision of being a nation builder. And we're going to raise and find our funds to get our athletes that way.
Talking about your visions, I've spoken a lot over the years to Virginia Mabaso, very passionate about the work that you do in communities, and it looks like you're starting to see some of those results, though. And what are some of those programs that you've been doing?
I'm glad you brought it up. Virginia is phenomenal, and we're blessed. She's been driving an indoor program, so there's a lot of people in underprivileged areas who just have no access to water. We're not a country rich with water like the Netherlands or the UK. So we've got to adapt, and we've got to make a different plan. And Virginia has gone around, and it's startling. I've always got to check the numbers. She's introduced rowing through indoor rowing to 3,500 young athletes. I think I want to say it's 52, 53 schools. And that is across the country. We're planning to have possibly an intercontinental indoor champs at some stage. And these athletes have got a chance. It doesn't matter where they are. They're on the rowing machines. They select the best of the best, and we're going to bring them together. Beyond that, Virginia, you can't stop her. She's got a vision. She's got a passion. She's got a dream. And literally, the only thing that limits her and what she can do for these young athletes is financing. But we've been very blessed to be supported by the National Lottery. On that program, we have Rand Merchant Bank, who helps us out with our top-end athletes. And as long as we can continue to show that we do things well, we do things responsibly, we deliver, we hope to have long-term partnerships with these types of organizations.
Wonderful, President. We wish you all the best. Sounds like you've got a proper plan. As I've mentioned, we always rely on rowing for medals at these Olympics. We know the awesome foursome in London. I was in 2016 when the guys did well also there. So we look forward to 2028 and what Rowing SA will deliver. But thank you for speaking to us on SABC News tonight.
Thank you, Tabisa. Thank you for giving us a bit of time and exposure on your channel. Thank you.
Wonderful. We'll catch up again soon with the newly elected president of Rowing South Africa, Ben Burnand, speaking to us about the national schools champs that are happening, as well as other issues and matters affecting the sport of rowing and how they're trying to make it accessible and make it a bit more inclusive.